Welcome, my brave friends, to a journey through the shadows. Tonight, we venture into the most haunted hotels in America, places where the past never left and the spirits still linger. From ghostly apparitions to mysterious sounds in the dead of night, these hotels are filled with chilling stories that defy explanation. So, turn off the lights, pull up a chair, and get ready to check in to places where the living and the dead meet. But be warned, once you know their secrets, you may never sleep the same again. Let's begin. 1. The Stanley Hotel, Estes Park, Colorado. They say if you listen closely on a quiet night at the Stanley Hotel, you can hear faint music drifting from a piano, even when no one is there. Nestled in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado, this grand old hotel looks peaceful at first glance, but behind its elegant facade lies a chilling reputation. Built in 1909, the Stanley is most infamous for inspiring Stephen King's The Shining, and some say the hotel is even more terrifying than the novel. Guests have reported ghostly figures roaming the halls, flickering lights, and laughter echoing from empty rooms. The most haunted is room 217, where King himself once stayed and had a nightmare that sparked the book. Many claim to see the ghost of Elizabeth Wilson, a former housekeeper, folding clothes or turning down beds. Whether it's imagination or something darker, one thing is certain: the spirits at the Stanley Hotel never quite check out. 2. Queen Mary Hotel, Long Beach, California. Docked permanently in Long Beach, the RMS. Queen Mary may look like a retired ocean liner, but step aboard, and you might find yourself face to face with its haunted past. During her service in World War II, the ship was known as the Gray Ghost, but it's the spirits left behind that earned her true infamy. Guests and ghost hunters alike report chilling encounters, unseen hands grabbing their ankles, whispers in the dark, and shadowy figures vanishing into walls. The most haunted spot? Cabin B340. So many disturbing incidents occurred there. Sheets ripped from sleeping guests, faucets turning on by themselves, that the room was sealed off for decades. There's also the ghost of a little girl near the now-drained swimming pool, laughing and calling for her mother. Some say the engine room echoes with the screams of a crewman crushed by a watertight door. On the Queen Mary, death may be silent, but the dead are never still. 3. The Crescent Hotel, Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Perched high above the Ozark Mountains, the Crescent Hotel might dazzle you with its Victorian beauty, but don't let its charm fool you. This place has a sinister history buried beneath its stone walls. In the 1930s, it was taken over by a man named Norman Baker, a fake doctor who claimed he could cure cancer. He turned the hotel into a hospital, but instead of healing, unspeakable horrors happened here. Patients died in agony, and some vanished without a trace. Today, guests report ghostly apparitions in hospital gowns wandering the halls, strange lights flickering in the old operating room, and chilling whispers coming from the morgue. Room 218 is said to be haunted by a stonemason who fell to his death during construction. He still bangs on the walls at night. Dubbed America's most haunted hotel, the Crescent doesn't just have a past, it has residents who never left. Would you dare to check in and survive the night? 4. Hotel del Coronado, San Diego, California. Bathed in sunlight and standing proudly by the Pacific Ocean, the Hotel del Coronado looks like a seaside dream. But within its grand Victorian halls lingers the ghost of a broken heart. In 1892, a young woman named Kate Morgan checked into room 3327, alone. Days later, she was found dead on the beach, a gunshot wound to her head. Some say it was suicide. Others believe something darker happened. Ever since, her spirit has never truly left. Guests report flickering lights, TVs turning on by themselves, and cold spots near her room. Housekeepers refuse to work alone there. Many have felt a presence watching them or heard whispers from behind closed doors. Kate is often seen walking the hallways in a black dress, her face hidden beneath a lace veil. The Dell may be luxurious, but don't be fooled. This coastal paradise hides a haunting that no ocean breeze can wash away. 5. The Myrtles Plantation, St. Francisville, Louisiana. They call it one of the most haunted homes in America, and for good reason. The Myrtles Plantation, tucked beneath moss-draped oaks in Louisiana, is steeped in tragedy and ghost stories. Legend tells of Chloe, a young enslaved woman who was caught eavesdropping and had her ear cut off. In revenge, she poisoned a birthday cake meant for her master, but accidentally killed his wife and children instead. She was hanged, and her spirit never left. Visitors say they've seen her wandering the grounds, wearing a green turban to hide her missing ear. Inside the house, mirrors are said to trap souls, and handprints sometimes appear on the glass, no matter how many times they're cleaned. Doors slam on their own, footsteps echo where no one walks, and cold hands are felt brushing against your skin. With tales of at least 10 murders on the property, every creak in the Myrtles Plantation might just be a whisper from the other side. 6. Omni Parker House, Boston, Massachusetts. In the heart of historic Boston stands the elegant Omni Parker House, where luxury meets the unexplained. Opened in 1855, it's the longest continuously operating hotel in the United States, and some of its earliest guests may still roam its halls. Founder Harvey Parker himself has been spotted by guests, checking in on diners and appearing at the foot of their beds. Elevators stop at the 3rd floor for no reason, especially near room 303, once home to a long-term guest whose tragic death left a dark energy behind. Staff have reported the scent of whiskey and cigar smoke lingering in empty hallways, and some claim to hear the voice of none other than Charles Dickens, who once stayed here while finishing A Christmas Carol. But this hotel's stories aren't limited to its famous names. Many have felt cold rushes of air, heard phantom knocks, or seen reflections that didn't match reality. At the Parker House, history doesn't just linger, it haunts. 7. The Marshall House, Savannah, Georgia. In the charming streets of Savannah, where Spanish moss sways like ghostly fingers, stands the Marshall House, a hotel as beautiful as it is bone-chilling. Built in 1851, it served as a hospital during both the Civil War and 2 yellow fever epidemics. That history left its mark, and some say its spirits. Guests report the sound of children running down the halls at night, but when they open the door, no one's there. Faucets turn on by themselves, lights flicker, and some feel invisible hands tugging at their bed sheets while they sleep. In the basement, once used as a makeshift morgue, workers discovered human bones beneath the floorboards during renovations. Room 414 is known for ghostly activity. Some say the figure of a Civil War surgeon still appears, his coat stained and his eyes empty. At the Marshall House, the past bleeds into the present, and the dead are never truly silent. 8. Bourbon Orleans Hotel, New Orleans, Louisiana. Nestled in the heart of the French Quarter, the Bourbon Orleans Hotel is a place where jazz lingers in the air, and so do the dead. Once a grand ballroom, then later a convent and orphanage, this building has seen centuries of joy, sorrow, and suffering. Today, it's known not just for its charm, but for the spirits who never left. Guests often report the sound of children laughing and footsteps racing through empty corridors, echoes of the orphans who perished during a yellow fever outbreak. A lone dancer in a flowing dress is said to twirl silently beneath the ballroom's chandelier, disappearing when approached. Some see the shadowy figure of a nun, silently praying in the corner of their room. Cold drafts appear from nowhere, and chandeliers sway without a breeze. At the Bourbon Orleans, The music may have faded, but the memories of those who once lived and died within its walls still whisper through the night. Nine. The Driskill Hotel, Austin, Texas. In the heart of Austin, Texas, the Driskill Hotel stands as a symbol of grandeur, but beneath its opulent exterior, dark secrets linger. Built in 1886, the hotel is a landmark of the city's history and a hotspot for ghostly encounters. Some say the ghost of the hotel's founder, Colonel Jesse Driskill, still roams the grand lobby. Guests have seen his apparition, dressed in his finest suit, wandering the halls, looking as if he's still waiting for something or someone. Room 529 is infamous for its ghostly activity, with reports of strange noises, flickering lights, and the faint smell of cigar smoke, even though no one is there. The most disturbing presence, however, might be that of a little girl who perished in the hotel years ago. She's been spotted giggling in the hallways, or seen peering from windows where no one else is present. At the Driskill, the living are not the only ones who enjoy a stay. 10. Lizzie Borden Bed and Breakfast, Fall River, Massachusetts. In the quiet town of Fall River, Massachusetts, the Lizzie Borden Bed and Breakfast stands as a chilling reminder of a gruesome chapter in American history. In 1892, Lizzie Borden was accused of brutally murdering her father and stepmother with an axe, a crime that remains shrouded in mystery. Today, the house where the horrific murders took place has been transformed into a bed and breakfast, but its dark past is far from forgotten. Guests staying in the infamous Room 2, where the stepmother was murdered, often report unsettling experiences, cold spots, eerie sounds, and the distinct feeling of being watched. The spirit of Lizzie herself is said to still haunt the home, appearing as a shadowy figure in the parlor or on the staircase. Visitors have even heard faint, unexplained knocks at the door, as if the past is still knocking, desperate to reveal the truth. At Lizzie Borden's house, the only thing more unsettling than the stories is the silence that follows them. And there you have it, the stories of America's most haunted hotels, where every creak, every whisper, and every shadow tells a tale of the unknown. So, the next time you book a room, be sure to ask, who else is staying there with you? If you enjoyed this chilling journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more spooky stories. Until next time, stay curious and stay haunted.